Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday night extravaganza of NingXia Red 101. And this is such a joy for Beverly Banks and I to get on and share some fabulous, fabulous details about this flagship product from Young Living Essential Oils, because, I've actually heard of a gentleman who he never even talks about essential oils. All he does is tell his friends about NingXia Red and encourages them to add this to their everyday lifestyle. And it's basically part of their monthly budget. So when we think of, just overall health and wellness, NingXia Red is something that has been a part of my life for probably 15 years. I literally remember when it used to be the old bottle. It was a totally different labeling. They used only a certain part of the fruit rather than the whole wolfberry. And so over the years, Young Living did a massive recipe update to the NingXia Red. And it is such just an amazing elixir of life. So I wonder if we could start with any personal stories. Beverly, do you by chance have a personal story of how you've enjoyed NingXia Red over the years?
Well, I can tell you. So for me, NingXia Red is a great way to supplement my children's diet. So it can be really tough to try to get the kids to eat the right amount of vegetables, try to get them to eat the right amount of fruits, trying to get them to eat anything live I mean, it can just be really difficult. And so what's really nice is with NingXia Red, so I can put out NingXia Red in a cup in the morning. It's only 1 ounce. And to me, it tastes kind of like crushed up sweet tarts. So it even has a good flavor to it. And they can drink that as they are going out of the door to school. And I know that they've at least gotten a hit of something very nutritious, as their day gets started. But also you have the little packets as well. So those are really easy to like freeze, and you can freeze and you can take them with you to like a game or something like that. And then it's nice and cold by the time you go to drink it. And I also know moms that have frozen them and would put them into their kids' lunch boxes, almost like an ice pack. And then it's like lunch is cold and the NingXia Red is ready by the time lunch rolls around, which is also really, really fantastic. And those pouches you can bring with you on an airplane because of the ounce that they are. You can bring them with you when you travel. I mean, it's so easy, and it's such a great way to make sure that you are staying healthy on the go. Because even if you eat healthy, it's not enough.
Absolutely. And that is what we want to go into today, is just all of the ingredients in NingXia Red and what it actually does to the cells of our body and to every single system of the body. And so what I'm doing right now is I had a little bit of challenge with my computer getting this PowerPoint downloaded, but I'm finishing that up and then I'm going to jump into that. Today's presentation, I'm taking part of this from Sarah Harnish's book, because she has an amazing book, and I want to give a shout out to her because she and I are good friends. She has an amazing book of 25 different classes that you can actually go through. And so this NingXia Red class is one of those 25, and I am super, super excited to just be sharing some of what she has created over the years. So let me just finish
so why don't I just dive in a little bit to why NingXia Red is even needed? And so, many of us are farm to table people. Like, we really want to actually eat well. But the thing is that food right now is repeatedly grown on the same land. It's grown with pesticides. It's grown with fertilizers, and scientists are creating new varieties of crops so that they grow faster, they're bigger, and they are resistant to bugs. So plants don't have the time that they need to absorb the same nutrients that they used to. Soil loses its vitamins, minerals, and microbes faster than they can actually be replaced. So one analysis of nutrient data from 1975 to 1997, so just 22 years, found that average calcium levels in 12 fresh vegetables actually dropped 27%. Iron levels actually decreased by 30%, and vitamin C also dropped about 30%. So you have to eat 8 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin A that your grandparents got from the same size orange. So, and that's from, that's actually data that's from Scientific American. So you can look that up if you would like to, but it's not just that you have to eat more, it's that our very soil is not as nutrient dense as it used to be. And because that food has to travel longer, it's picked when it's still ripening so that it can ripen along the track. So that nutrients from the soil, it doesn't even have time to get into the vegetable. And this is why a tomato grown in a garden tastes so much deeper and richer than a tomato that you would get at a grocery store.
Yeah.
So, maybe you're thinking that if you can't get enough nutrients from plants, that you can just make it up with meat, right? Because meat eats plants, right? So, well, that's a wrong assumption, because when plants contain fewer nutrients, the animals that eat those plants are also malnourished. A study from the Journal of Nutrition and Health found that copper levels in the UK are down 90% in dairy, 90%. Wow. That means that there's almost none in dairy. Also, 55%, it's down 55% in meat and down 76% in vegetables. Water is also depleted of minerals because of the number of plants pulling more nutrients from the same land. Modern production methods, which are used to make the industry more efficient, are actually detrimental to crops and are no longer maintained by hand. So there's a lot of farming and things like that. So then there are town filtration systems as well that are happening to our water. Yeah. And when you filter like that, you're actually pulling a lot of minerals out of the soil. So, and Elizabeth, just jump in when those slides are ready. You should be ready to go.
Okay, we are good to go here. Here we go. So, yes. Dun, 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 dun. Slideshow. Okay. So pretty. There's something about beautiful graphics that just make me happy.
Yes.
And I'm going to pause it. Okay. So, Bev, you just talked about, can you get what you need from food? And our answer is no, not all the time.
You can, but you're going to need to eat a lot more of it in order to get what you used to be able to. And so we were just talking about water. And Elizabeth, I know that water is, you know more about the value of water, I think, than just about anybody else I know. And so a lot of these filtration systems, and jump in and add things about water too, but a lot of the filtration systems that are used now, they're important, right? Like, to be able to purify water is something that can really make a country go head and shoulders above when it comes to development. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is wrong, but you do have to know that a lot of these filtration systems will actually remove minerals, like magnesium is removed, and magnesium is essential for 300 biochemical reactions in the body. Then to top it all off, not only are they pulling out minerals and nutrients, but they're also adding chlorine and adding fluoride. Beyond that, the nutrient absorption declines with age. So the older you get, the less nutrition you actually absorb. So nutrition deficiencies hurt your performance. They cause DNA damage. They will actually make you age faster than you should be. And it causes a lot of chronic diseases. And that's why we need to supplement our diet.
Yes, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head as far as those minerals getting filtered out of our water. And that's a big thing, is we need magnesium, potassium, calcium, and a little bit of sodium salt in our water, those 4 main minerals. But if someone uses a reverse osmosis system or distilled water on a long-term basis, that water has none of those minerals left in it. It's very, very clean water. So that is a bonus. However, you want to be supplementing within your diet to be sure that you have those minerals in your diet, because otherwise you're going to start not having enough calcium in our body, which is what our bones are made of. And if you have joints, achy joints and things like that, that can be due to a lack of minerals in the body. And
Yes.
minerals are very alkaline, which is a point we'll talk about later.
Yes, and what you start to find as well, like one of your keys that you are not getting or absorbing enough nutrition, it is those regular body aches. And it's things like memory loss. Like, for example, dementia and Alzheimer's, those aren't natural parts of aging. I think for some reason we have come to accept the senior moment as being a natural part of aging, but it really isn't. And so if you're achy, if you're fatigued and you don't have enough energy to make it through the day, and if it seems like your brain is just not working, those are some big signs for you, and you're really going to be able to benefit from this product.
Absolutely. You got it, girl. So I'll just start it off with, what is Ningxia? And so Ningxia, what is in that bottle? It's actually made out of the whole wolfberry puree. So the wolfberries, you can kind of see it on the bottle, is a little red berry about the size of a raisin, and it is chock full of nutrients. So if you were to actually leave your bottle of Ningxia on the counter for a few minutes, you'd notice that it divides into two different colors. The colors on the bottom is the puree of the fruit, and then it's about half to a third on the bottom. And then by using the entire plant and not just its juice, you now have the whole food supplement that is so much more powerful than just using part of that fruit. So that is the main ingredient in NingXia Red, are those little wolfberries. And then when you get NingXia Red at your home and you set a bottle on the counter for a couple hours and check it out, you'll actually see like the NingXia puree will kind of settle to the bottom, and then it'll be a little bit of a lighter color on top. So just shake it up. And this is one of the ways that you can actually determine, is something a good drink, or is it like peanut butter? Have you ever heard that you should buy peanut butter where there's the oil on top? And that's because it's less processed. So something like this drink is actually less processed. And why are wolfberries the best? So some cool facts about Ningxia wolfberries is that they are grown in the Ningxia River Valley in China. And on top of that, the juice is blended with blueberries, aronia, cherry, pomegranate, and plum juice, and also includes natural stevia extract, grapeseed extract, pure vanilla extract, orange essential oil, yuzu, lemon, and tangerine essential oils. So this is cool, is that if you are an essential oil lover or you're getting into that, NingXia Red includes essential oils.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, Elizabeth, is that yuzu oil, you actually can't get it by itself at Young Living. So if you wanted to purchase yuzu, you totally can't. You can only get it in NingXia Red. So it's used only for Ningxia. Ningxia is the only nutrient drink on the market that combines whole Chinese wolfberries, the whole wolfberry, and has a seed to seal premium essential oils right there in the bottle that is in every single solitary beverage. So there are at least 80 species of lycium berries in the world, but only the Barnabum berries show the highest nutrient levels in scientific testing. The Ningxia region holds the gold certificate, so Chinese equivalent of the USDA organic certification. That's what the gold certificate is, and that's what the Ningxia region actually holds when it comes to wolfberries. So these wolfberries aren't just pure, but they are from a fantastic area of China that tends to grow a lot of wolfberries, right? So they're grown with no fertilizer, no pesticides, no sulfur. They are not irradiated. There's no dyes, and there's no heavy metals. There's no lead, arsen, mercury, or cadmium in the soil, which is incredible. And the Ningxia region's irrigation water actually comes from the Yellow River, which is upstream from all of the pollutants of the major cities. So we are talking pure river water before it has a chance to go through the different cities in China and actually become polluted. So the Yellow River floods the Ningxia plains with a layer of minerals and silt every single year. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of the
like a rice field.
Yes, thank you. So the farms in Ningxia, they are in a semi-arid region with plenty of sunlight and high temperature difference between night and day. So think of sap running in maple trees. It works better if you have a bigger swing of temperatures from day to night. Temperature differences are good for the liquids in the plants, and it keeps them moving. The elevation is just right for the plant to be the most productive. Any other place in the world would not have the same ecological condition of the pH in the water, the nutrients in the soil, or the silt from the Yellow River. The conditions have earned Ningxia Red the distinction of being China's recognized herbal medicine valley.
So amazing details. And I wanted to share this because there is this amazing book that Dr. Gary Young wrote, and it's called NingXia Wolfberry, the Ultimate Superfood. So if you want all of the details of his research of the NingXia wolfberries, I highly recommend having this book on your shelf. It is absolutely amazing. And so how does NingXia Red actually get to you? So let's talk about the journey that NingXia Red took to get to your doorstep. If you buy NingXia Red or you already have it, how did it get there? Because it's actually hard to bring something sacred from China all the way to the United States, if you can imagine, halfway around the world. So Young Living founder D. Gary Young was in search of the fountain of youth, the plant that was eaten that helped people live over 100 years. So like Beverly said, the area of China that these wolfberries are grown in, there's the most centenarians, which are people that live over 100 years old. And that was something to him that said, I want to start researching, what is it? Is it their soil? Is it their water? Is it something they're eating? And he discovered one of the top things he believes is attributed to their age and vitality is the wolfberries that they're constantly eating. So he chronicled his journey in this book, The NingXia Wolfberry, the Ultimate Superfood. And so what Gary found is just the off the charts Orac score. And so you can look that up, but the Orac score is basically the antioxidant level of a fruit or a vegetable that we eat. And that may be later in the presentation, but it's something I thought I would mention. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the Orac score of Ningxia is 27,300. And I'll share a few more details about that in just a minute when we talk about antioxidants.
And if I can just say something about these centenarians too that are in the Ningxia. I mean, I know we'll get to the Orac score thing next, but the thing about these the centenarians in that Ningxia province, you guys, is that it's not just that they make it to 100, right? Because you can make it to 100 and be like a lump on the couch or connected to machines, and you kind of like barely squeak in over the age of 100, and you're not really living any sort of quality of life. What is amazing is that in the Ningxia province of China, these centenarians, they have like their great grandchildren on their backs, giving them, like I saw a video where they were actually like giving them piggyback rides, like all around the different fields. And they will actually take the wolfberry very often, and they will pick it off the bush, and they will actually just pop it into their mouth. It's like a regular snack down there. And as a matter of fact, there is an entire festival that is just devoted to the Ningxia wolfberry, or to the wolfberry, which is like incredible. So that's like really, really fun. So, let's talk about like why Ningxia works.
Yeah, here we go. So 7 reasons why Ningxia works. Bev, do you want to start on that? Because you were amazing with this antioxidant element of things.
Yes. Okay. So the number one reason is because, or the first reason I should say, is because of the antioxidants that Ningxia Red actually has. So 1 ounce of Ningxia Red actually equals 2 pounds of the wolfberries. There are 17 or 18 species of wolfberry, but there is only the Ningxia wolfberry has the ability to deliver all of the macronutrients and micronutrients that are bioavailable to the cells of your body. Now, antioxidants play a huge role in aging, in memory and arthritis, and inflammation, and so much more. Oxygen radical absorption capacity is what Orac stands for, Orac, which Elizabeth had actually mentioned before. And this is a method of measuring the antioxidant capacity of a food or a beverage. Presently, the highest antioxidant on the Orac scale is vitamin E, which comes in between about 800 to 1200 on the Orac scale. This is followed by blueberries, raspberries, then pomegranates, etc. And then a combination of fruits together reach around 3000 on the Orac scale. Well, get this, you guys, the Orac scale of Ningxia is 27,300.
Wow.
So in a normal combination of fruits together, for that to be 300 on the Orac scale, but 2 ounces of Ningxia Red being 27,300 on the Orac scale, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that is outstanding. And if you look at blueberry juice, it's just a fraction of that massive amount of antioxidants that's in the Ningxia Red. So this is so compounded. Now, reason 2 is acid to alkaline. Have you guys heard about alkaline water on the market? There is actually a huge push for alkaline everything right now. It's becoming more well known that disease lives in an acidic condition in the body. So acute acidosis is actually a thing that is, oh my goodness, diabetes. Diabetes is acute acidosis in the body. Also cancers thrive on acidosis and things like that. So not that I'm prescribing or diagnosing, but just so that you know, when you have an alkaline environment in the body, disease really can't flourish and replicate and just do what it does. So you want an alkaline environment inside the body. And let me see here. Ooh, so this is really cool. So looking in my book here, acid, what does it do? It breeds viruses, bacteria, and fungus. When you keep your pH neutral, you inhibit growth of things you don't want in your body. Everything we eat converts in the stomach, which has a pH of 2.5. Wolfberry goes into the stomach and starts to break down as acid, but the minute it hits the small intestine, it immediately converts back to alkaline. It's acid binding and alkaline forming. So this is powerful. Ningxia Red is acid binding and alkaline forming. Only one other food does that. Lemons. Lemons are acidic when it goes in, and it causes your pancreas to secrete an alkaline ash that then helps to alkalinize the rest of your body. So wolfberry is chemically structured to convert because of the amino acid trypsin, which is responsible for the conversion of amino acids in protein. And guess what? Ningxia is. It is an alkaline protein. So that makes it the most perfect food that exists. If you're looking for
and what's amazing is like, I think with Ningxia Red, I'm sold at the energy point, but then when you add in the Orac scale and how antioxidant it is, and then you go to the fact that it's going to help your body reach this healthy level of alkalinity. And now let's talk about reason number 3, which is actually free radicals. So where do free radicals come from? Well, they're going to come from the air. They're going to come from electromagnetic fields, which happen with like your cell phone and other electronic devices. They come from the stuff that you're eating, things like chocolate, things like sugar, your processed foods. They are the army guys on the wrong side of the team. They absolutely wreak havoc on your body. You outnumber that army with Ningxia Red. Your body does a great job at taking care of oxidative stress. But one of the reasons why we age, like the reasons why we get wrinkly and the reasons why we feel tired, is because of excess free radicals. Everything that is high in Orac will flush your system really well. Your body gets quadrillions of free radical attacks every single day, 10,000 attacks per cell per day. The body really needs a leg up. Other nutritional drinks do too little against the superoxide, which is the absolute worst free radical, because the drinks are so heavily processed. So you think that you're going to be getting this very healthy beverage, but because it is so processed, it introduces an entirely new level of antioxidants into, or free radicals into your system. So So Gary worked for years to protect the berry all the way into the bottle so that you get the full benefits. The Ningxia Wolfberry was saved during the processing. That means that its powerhouse is designed to fight free radicals in your body. And that's why you're going to see that separation. Part of the miracle that is Ningxia Red is the fact that the whole berry is pureed and that it makes it all the way into the bottle completely alive.
Mm-hmm. That is so powerful, that completely alive part. And so number 4 is the vitamin and the mineral pairs. Minerals have to be properly balanced. So too much calcium will result in a zinc deficiency. Too much zinc can compress immunity and lead to anemia. Both the mineral profiles and the mineral balance of Ningxia Wolfberry is without an equal in the plant kingdom, with magnesium to calcium ratios of 1:1 and zinc to copper 2:1, potassium to magnesium 8:1. It's actually exactly what the body needs in the right proportions. So that is just one of those amazing things. And then we move on to the macronutrients. So if you're getting whole food nutrition through the Ningxia Red, it's actually coming from the plant and not a synthetic source. It's coming from a food-based source. So that means it's easier for your body to process and that you will absorb more of what you're actually eating. So taking Ningxia Red can then, I believe, help you absorb more of what you're getting in the other foods that you're eating throughout the day and throughout the week. What's beautiful is that it's a liquid. And so if you did a digestive function test, 95 to 98% of us would have come back with a weak or deficient digestive system because of medication, stress, and processed foods. To get Ningxia is a liquid form means that you actually absorb it faster and your body doesn't have to break it down.
Yes,
so this
that's
is beautiful.
awesome.
Maximum absorption.
Yeah, and they recommend a lot that if you're going to do vitamins, that vitamins in a liquid form are actually really good. So it's wonderful to have Ningxia Red because it just makes it so bioavailable since it's a liquid. Now, reason number 6 is actually that one of the reasons why Ningxia Red works is because it's actually infused with essential oils. So essential oils in Ningxia actually act as a delivery system to the body because it's infused with Young Living seed to seal premium essential oils. It actually increases the absorption rate of Ningxia Red. The tiny oils act as a delivery system for the larger molecules. And this is also why Young Living supplements work so well. That infusing with essential oils makes them more bioavailable. And we will be actually talking about supplements and diving into supplements a lot in this series as well. So make sure that you look for that class.
Yes, totally. That element of essential oils is by far, how many products you know out there outside of Young Living, Beverly, that actually are infused with therapeutic grade essential oils that are safe for ingestion?
None of them. I can safely say.
Yeah, I don't know of any other nutrient-dense drink out there that's infused with essential oils. There absolutely may be, although it's not something I've experienced. And then to wrap it up, number 7 is that it has the right sugar and the right enzymes. Huge. So we all think sugar's bad, right? But not all sugar is bad. Ningxia Red actually has the right sugar to open the door to your cell. When your cell membranes are number 1 inflamed or oxidized or toxic and lacking mitochondrial function to organize the receptors to open and close, we don't have any energy. We all want energy, right? So Ningxia's sugars actually have the ability to open the door to our cells so that good information can pass into them. It crosses the lipid layers of the cells and passes inside. Only 8 sugars on the earth can open that door. Ningxia has 4 of the 8 naturally occurring inside of the wolfberry. Miraculous. So now let's talk enzymes. By age 40, you start to lose digestive enzymes in the gut. So the beautiful thing is that NingXia Red is actually loaded with the right enzymes to help you break down food and get the nutrients out of what you're eating. If you feed your body exactly what it needs, we're going to be more healthy overall. And I'll share a personal testimony with this real quick, is that when I take NingXia Red, I take it first thing in the morning. So I take a big, like 10-ounce glass of water, add 2 ounces of my NingXia Red. I might add a few other things in there, but that's at least the base. And I chug it down. No joke, within 30 minutes, it does better than coffee for me. I'm like, oh, time to run to the bathroom. So it gets my system going. I'm serious. And then the afternoon time when I'm maybe feeling a little bit sluggish or just need a pick me up, I'll oftentimes go ahead and do another 2 ounces of NingXia Red. So we'll talk about dosage later, but that is what I personally do with my NingXia regimen, is first thing in the morning and then about 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. I know I usually just take it in the morning, but if I'm not feeling good, I will do the same thing. Like I will take more than just the 2 ounces. Now, let me see this too. So mitochondria, we actually learn in school that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, right? Like that's what you hear all the time. It's like, what's the powerhouse of the cell? It's mitochondria. Well, the thing is that mitochondria also powers our bodies. And it's one of the reasons why you have energy. And so mitochondria get around on these little bitty hairs that surround them. And I was actually very shocked to find out that those little hairs that power our mitochondria are actually made of natural sugars. So these sugars that they are talking about, that, you know, only 8 sugars will actually open that door to your cell, and 4 of them being in NingXia Red. I mean, it is really revolutionary for your cells in your body to have those little flagella, right? I think that's what they call it. I'm reaching into biology here, you guys, for those to be restored. And you will have a noticeable difference. Other important things about NingXia Red is that it contains every essential amino acid that your body needs. It contains 13% protein, the highest protein content of any fruit that is out there. It has trace minerals. It has naturally occurring vitamins B1, B6, and B12, which is the energy vitamin, of course. It has more vitamin C than all the fruits and vegetables on the earth, which is 148 milligrams. Parsley and spinach have 133 milligrams, and oranges have 53 milligrams. So we're talking a lot of vitamin C, and it also has more calcium than cherries. Cherries have about 16 milligrams, and other citrus, I always forget how to say that. You know the kind of vegetable that like your broccoli and your cauliflower are.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I forget how to say it. Anyway, so those contain 50 milligrams worth, and it has more beta carotene at 12,600 milligrams than carrots. Carrots only have 11,000 milligrams. So it's also loaded with fiber because the skin of the berry is preserved. So one of the issues with juicing, because juicing can also be very healthy because it delivers nutrition of fruits and vegetables in a way that's very efficient, because your stomach doesn't have to break down the fiber. But because it doesn't have fiber, sometimes that can actually cause some problems, especially digestive problems. And so it's really nice to know that your NingXia Red is actually loaded with fiber because the wolfberry is pureed and not juiced. So it's really important to know the difference. So let's Elizabeth, do you want to dive into what NingXia Red does to your cells?
Ooh, yeah, because this gets to the internal, what actually happens in the body. And Bev, you kind of touched on it a little bit. So you're like, oh, got this. I'm ahead of this. So as far as NingXia Red, what it does in the cells is that perhaps one of the best things the wolfberry does for your body is what it actually does inside the cells. And the cell membrane is made up of oils, fats, and phospholipids. So there's proteins floating on this liquid and the very feasible sea of fat. Interesting. So the proteins are like antennas that actually pick up messages from other cells. And so, it's Like the messengers that come into a cell, they have fancy names like insulin, thyroid enzymes, digestive enzymes, and neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. They're messengers that do not work well until you attach the right sugars to them. You can see the power of nutrition. So fats, proteins, and sugars are actually needed in our diet on a daily basis. And if you're eating the wrong sugars, you're causing the whole structure of the cell membrane to act as functional. So we need the right sugars. If your cell communication breaks down, your health breaks down. And if you mess up the cell membrane, you need more insulin to get the job done. This is a massive thing as far as insulin and the sugars that we're intaking. So an interesting statistic is that 40% of all people are actually insulin resistant. And how could you know that? If a man has a waist of more than 40 inches and a woman more than 35 inches, they're insulin resistant. Where that fact came from, I'd have to go find the study, but it's in my script. So that's why you actually want to stay away from the bad sugars. And to just wrap up kind of this scene, how do we wrap it up? Is basically that the NingXia Wolfberry and good nutrition can impact your cell membranes. It helps cellular communication take place. It gives the mitochondria the energy it needs. It provides micronutrients and feeds the mitochondria. It has the right sugars to open the cell doors. When you eat poorly, your cells get kind of mucked up. So that lipid layer on the outside of the cells gets sticky and the cells stack on top of one another like coins. NingXia Red wipes the doorway clean and increases the surface area so that good information can pass into the cell. Who wouldn't want that? Oh my gosh. So NingXia Red is not healing the body. It cleanses the cell receptor sites so that the body can do its own work and communicate like a boss. It becomes a sidekick for the body so it can do what it was created to do. So let's try it out. The best way to experience NingXia Red is just to get it into your body and feel it for yourself. Some people ask me, how long does it actually take to notice benefits from NingXia Red? And what I would say to that is some folks notice it almost instantaneously. You know, I've had some friends that say, oh my gosh, like 30 minutes after I took that NingXia Red, I could feel it. And so the thing is, though, is you want to really be consistent with it. And what I like to say is at least a month. And honestly, 90 days, because it takes the cells of your body 90 days to replicate and to learn how to function in a different way. And when you're working with the insulin and you're working with the sugars and you're working with your digestive system and you're working to get your body alkaline again, you really do want to do it for 90 days. And I would almost say you'd be shorting yourself, cutting yourself short if you didn't do a trial for 90 days. I'm not just trying to push to sell a lot of products, but it's one of those things where that's what our body needs. And if we are using this to supplement what we're not able to get in our diet, that's a beautiful thing to really be able to experience it for a longer period of time.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. So what I would say is you should actually take the NingXia Wolfberry test. Okay.
Mhm.
So that you can actually just have an experience that is your own and you don't have to take my word for it or Elizabeth's word for it. Like you can go ahead and test it yourself and see what you think. So step one, take note of a few reference points that are easy to self-evaluate. Things like your lung capacity and how deep you can breathe. Things like your vision, the sense of energy that you feel. Like note when in the day your energy will actually run out. I know that eyes are a good one because you can use like an eye chart. With lung capacity, one of the ways that I love to do that is just by jogging and see how far you can go, like how far your lung capacity is actually going to take you. So these are different ways that you can kind of test like where you are versus where you will be. So look around the room and assess the quality of your eyesight. You know, are you tired? Are you energized? Are you somewhere in between those two? Step number two is to take a large sip of NingXia Red and actually hold it in your mouth for 10 to 20 seconds. And that just allows for better absorption through the buccal of your mouth, that spot under your tongue. So holding it under your tongue is actually the best. So tune into the sensation of your body. Like, how does it feel being under your tongue? And then close your eyes and swallow it down. Next, you're going to take another good evaluation of how you feel. Usually, almost immediately, you're going to feel a warmth through your body. You might feel tingling down to your toes. Take another deep breath. Are your lungs able to take in more air? Do you feel more awake? And NingXia Red actually contains a few things like lutein, which basically act as a natural sunscreen for your eyes. Do you feel calmer? Do you feel more centered? Many people will actually say that the Wolfberry really helps them relax and start their day. And do you feel more energized? And so start feeling it right away, like right away. That was within just a few seconds of actually taking NingXia Red. Do a little self-evaluation and just see how you feel.
That is so awesome. So good. And I want to share a few awesome recipes. And then there's a really cool short video that's on NingXiaRed.com that I think would be fun to show, because that actually shows some of our farms and how it is growing. So let me get back to, here we go, my PowerPoint, dun, 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 because there's some super cool recipes. So this is Club Red. Now, Bev, we've both been to conventions multiple times, and they will actually have like this cool NingXia bar. And so what's fun is you can not only have your NingXia Red, but you can jump into the wonderful world of essential oils and add some of the vitality essential oils to your NingXia Red if you'd like. Like we mentioned, there's already Tangerine, Yuzu in the NingXia Red. However, there's other essential oils that have the vitality label, which means that they're certified as safe for internal consumption in small amounts, just 1 drop, 2 drops. So here's some really fun recipes. Take a picture of this if you want to, because I don't need to go through all of these. But for instance, like
my favorite is the hot flash. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Hot flash is so yummy.
What is it? What is it?
It's 2 ounces of NingXia Red with 2 drops of peppermint and 2 drops of cinnamon bark vitality. So the peppermint vitality and the cinnamon bark vitality, whoo, you want to talk about something that'll wake you up. That will definitely do it.
So good. Oh my gosh. Oh, which one do I like the best? Ooh, okay, Mind Blaster. 2 ounces of NingXia, 1 drop of lemon, lime, cinnamon bark, peppermint, and copaiba vitality.
Ooh, that sounds a little spicy too.
Spicy, I know. So good. There's also other products that include some of the NingXia formula, and we're not going to get into those tonight, but I want to mention this NingXia Explosion because it's NingXia Red, it's NingXia Zing, and it's NingXia Nitro. If you are looking for like a substitute for soda, the NingXia Zing is your baby. It looks like these little cans. I don't know if it's maybe a 10-ounce can, but it's beautiful. And then the NingXia Nitro is kind of like a 5-hour energy on steroids, but way better for you. And you don't have the spike in energy and then the drop at the end. So it's very healthy for cognitive mental function.
Yes, and the NingXia Nitros, you guys. So I take my kids on road trips all the time. And we will do I can do 16 hours in the car all at the same time. Okay, I'm really good at it. But what I do is I will actually get a box of the NingXia Nitro, and and I used to do 5-hour energy. So I used to take a 5-hour energy and I would just take a little sip, right? Just like a little sip every couple of hours to kind of keep me awake and going, and my cognitive abilities, to where I can drive and I'm not feeling sleepy. When they came out with NingXia Nitro, I decided to replace 5-hour energy, which is not so healthy, with
no monsters and all that.
Yes. So I would just set the clock on my phone, and every 3 hours I would take a NingXia Nitro, and this would be like on a 16-hour trip. Wow. What was amazing, and I will tell you that one of the biggest differences is that sometimes, depending upon when I took that last sip of the 5-hour energy, when I would arrive, even though I had been driving for 16 hours and it might be 4 o'clock in the morning when I arrive, I wouldn't be ready for bed yet. Like I would be buzzing because that 5-hour energy would still have me stimulated and awake. Well, the thing is that the Ningxia Nitro has cherry juice in it. And what cherry juice is so good at is by helping with the natural production of melatonin. So you might go, why would that be important in something where you have energy? Okay. The most important part is that when you want to be awake, it will keep you awake. When your head lays on that pillow and it is time to go to bed, it activates that cherry juice, which lets that melatonin flow out, and you will be ready to get one of the best night sleeps of your life. So I recently used this. I used it for the first time when I was driving out to California. I was 16 hours from my front door to my sister's. So I would do that about 4 times a year. And then one of my really good friends just moved up to New York when I moved to Florida. And she is 16 hours from my front door to hers. And so now I do it when I drive up and see her. So anyway, so definitely if you're doing a road trip, you have to get a box of those nitros.
Road trips, totally. So Beverly, I have a friend who does triathlons. And with that, you run 13 miles, you bike like 50 miles, and then you do this long swim. So there's several triathletes that put Ningxia Red in their water pouches that they take with them as they're running, or even on their training routes. And I've actually heard several say that it just gives them that energy boost that they need during their long extenuated workouts. So
can I share a really weird way to use Ningxia Red?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't laugh at me, you guys. So I have a friend who has eczema on their feet, like really bad eczema. So much so that it will crack open, and like putting on socks will actually hurt their feet because they have all of this cracky skin. And so like the cotton will kind of get in there and just like cause issues. Okay. So we started doing the Ningxia Red foot bath for them. Okay.
Cool.
And I don't know if you've ever done this, Elizabeth, but I know one of my favorite things that my kids and I will do sometimes is we'll actually do like foot soaks. You know, I just did this with my daughter the other day. So what you do is now in Sarah Harnish's book, she says to get 2 1-gallon Ziploc bags and fill it with warm water and 2 ounces of Ningxia Red. That to me is a little splashy, like, you know. So what I do is I actually just got some tubs that you would wash dishes in. Like you can find them like in Target and where you would find dish racks and stuff like that. There's actually a dish tub, and you can fill that with warm water and put in 4 ounces of Ningxia Red and stick your feet in there and soak your feet for about 20 minutes. And it does amazing things for toe fungus. If you're getting like little bits of fungus or whatever, like under your nail, it does great things for sores on your feet, really good for eczema, for scaly skin, for calluses and stuff like that. Like that little warm 20-minute foot soak, it will cure what ails you foot-wise.
Wow. That is so cool. I've never done that.
Yeah. You can also do it on your nails. Just saying that. So we try to do self-care Monday, right? So you can actually take a little bit of Ningxia Red and a Q-tip, and you can apply that Ningxia Red as a cuticle treatment. So you just put it around the beds. And these are my natural nails, you guys. By the way, just thought I'd throw that out there. They're not fake. They're not even manicured. I haven't gotten a manicure in forever. But these are my natural nails. And every Monday, I have 2 secrets. One is you can do the Ningxia Red cuticle treatment. And the other is that so come back for the supplement class, but I actually have the CBD Beauty Boost tincture or the oil that's right by my bed. Okay. And at night I put a little bit of Sensation hand and body lotion and a couple of drops of that, the Beauty Boost. And I'm telling you, my nails have never been stronger. They've never looked more gorgeous. And that's without a manicure, you guys.
That is beautiful, Beverly. Oh, I keep mine short because I play piano, but they are pretty nice and strong due to Ningxia Red and sultrazyme.
Yes, awesome. All right, so how do you get Ningxia Red?
Yeah,
now, all of you guys are probably like, this sounds like amazing. How do I get it? What do I do? And so the first thing that I would say is that you can actually, there is a Ningxia Red starter bundle that you can pick up, and it is a great value. So this has the Ningxia Red starter bundle. Oh, and you said you wanted to show the video, so we'll do that in like 1 second.
No, go ahead. I wanted to bring this up because here it is. YoungLiving.com.
Starter bundle, it's only $135. Okay. Yeah. and it has 2 bottles of Ningxia Red. It has a box of those really awesome nitros. And then it has 30 of the 2-ounce sachets that I was telling you about, the ones that you can throw in the freezer or like carry with you. You're going to get a little bit of all of those items. What's nice about it being $135 is that when you order, you will actually have 24% off of anything that you purchase from Young Living for the next 12 months, and you're going to get free shipping. So it's an incredible deal, a really good bundle. This will be a little bit more than 1 month's worth of Ningxia if you're doing 2 hours every day. And the nitro is just kind of tossed in there. So just use that as needed. And it's a really, really good way to get started is the Ningxia Red Starter Bundle. For those of you who are, who have a Young Living account and maybe you've ordered before, you can actually take a look at, the essential reward bundle.
Here we go. So let's see.
Can you pull it up? Or the combo pack too is a really good one, actually.
Combo pack, love this. Okay, so this is actually what I add to my subscribe to save order every month because I love using the bottle. Use it out of the bottle in the morning time, add it to my water, 2 ounces, first glass of water in the morning. And then I take the packet with me because usually in the afternoon I'm out and about. So those are awesome, either cold or hot, doesn't matter. I love the taste of it colder, absolutely. And this is phenomenal bundle that you can just add to your subscribe to save order and be earning your rewards points every
be earning your loyalty reward points. Now on the screen, it says that this is $207.98. That's because your screen is actually showing the retail price, but you will actually be buying it with a 24% discount. So that makes it $158. Now, one of the things that you can do is put it on your loyalty rewards program. And the way that you do this is basically you just add it to your subscription. Do you want to pull that back up? So you see that big button that says add to subscription?
Oh,
that's all you have to do. Yes. In order to, just say add to subscription. And what's going to happen is it will actually send it out to you every single month. You don't have to do anything else in order to add it to your subscription. But the beautiful thing is it's going to give you 24% off plus 10% off your Ningxia Red immediately through loyalty rewards. It's the cheapest way to get it through Young Living. After 4 consecutive months of placing a minimum subscribe to save order of 50 PV, you will start to get 20% back in loyalty rewards that you can actually use on other products. And after 25 consecutive months, you will actually get bumped up to 25% back in your loyalty point reward points. So when you can become a customer through subscribe to save, your product will automatically be shipped to your door every month. You can also have it shipped every 2 months or every 3 months, depending upon what your need is. And you can subscribe to receive 1 product or multiple products at any time. Now, the beautiful thing is that there's absolutely no commitment. It is so easy to cancel your subscribe to save order. You can just do it right from your account, which is awesome. But by remaining to be a loyalty points and subscribe to save customer, you will actually start to bank those points. And I'm telling you, you can get so many products for free and try out so many things. So you get your Ningxia Red on your subscribe to save, and then get nitro with your free points, get supplements with your free points, get really awesome and chemical free body lotions and body products with your loyalty points. So it's a fantastic program.
So true. I love it. I think all my Christmas presents this year are coming from Young Living for the most part. And I have over 300 reward points that I'm going to use to buy them with. So it's nice to save them up for holidays and birthdays and things like that. And last but not least, you guys, I am going to show you this awesome, beautiful video that is on NingXiaRed.com. And we will close this class out after this. I hope you've enjoyed this. Beverly, if a person is brand new and they need to get started with Young Living, how can they actually join, but with you?
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, I would honestly just say reach out to me. Find me on Facebook. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description that will lead you right to what you need to get started with NingXia Red and with Young Living. So just click that link in the description. If you happen to be watching this on Facebook, then it's going to be up there in the body. It's going to be above this video in the body. You're going to find the exact same link, and it's so easy. Just add it to your cart. And your discount will be applied. That 24% discount will be applied when you hit the button that says checkout. So when you add it to your cart, and when you're looking at your cart, you're not going to see the discount and you won't see the free shipping yet. You have to hit the checkout button, and on that next page, you will be able to see your discount.
There you go.
So Elizabeth, what about with you? Where can people find those links?
Well, so I believe it is myyl.com/Elizabeth Rose. And I will, of course, have that link close to this video somewhere too, wherever it's reposted.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful thing. So let's check this video out, and then we will say good night and look forward to just connect with Beverly and I on social media. My personal website is lifewithrose.com. I have a lot of amazing free resources up there that you can check out: videos, podcasts, downloadable documents, etc., blogs. I post a health blog a week and a lifestyle blog a week. And Bev and I are beautiful, just healthy business partners together. So we love sharing these education classes, and we're doing one a week. So this is our goal, to share essential oils once a month, NingXia Red once a month, thieves, getting the toxins out of your home once a month, and supplements once a month. So join us for future classes and check this video out.
Yes.
NingXia Red's journey begins in the remote hills of the former Chinese province of Ningxia. It's a story of high-quality ingredients and exacting processes coming together to produce a premium essential oil-infused drink. NingXia Red, a seed-to-seal story. The wolfberry, or goji berry, gives our drink its rich, signature crimson color. At Young Living, we work directly with Chinese vendors to grow wolfberries in locations that are rigorously tested for the presence of pesticides, heavy metals, and other potential contaminants. Once the wolfberries are harvested, they're cleaned and sent off to be pureed. Puree of this superfruit is the drink's core ingredient. Why puree and not juice? Because it captures more of the wolfberry's nutritional potential from both pulp and juice. We test this puree both before and after it is shipped from China to ensure that it meets our strict requirements. Because fiber, zeaxanthin, critical amino acids, and polysaccharides are found in the whole berry, you're not missing out on any of these valuable nutrients. NingXia Red is also formulated with a flavorful blend of blueberry, plum, cherry, aronia, and pomegranate concentrates, plus grape seed extract. These fruits have powerful compounds, phytonutrients, polyphenols, vitamins, and minerals that support your full body wellness. What really sets NingXia Red apart, though, is a blend of 4 citrus essential oils: orange, tangerine, lemon, and rare yuzu. These essential oils support healthy digestion, promote a positive outlook, and more. So how does this whole body nutrient infusion make it to the homes of our members around the world? Once all of the ingredients have passed our testing and quality checks, they're weighed and combined. We then fill our signature frosted glass bottles with this halal and kosher certified blend of wolfberry puree, superfruit juices and extracts, and essential oils. Each bottle gets 2 final quality inspections, once before it is boxed, and again between the time it leaves our facility and is shipped directly to you. Serve up 2 delicious ounces daily to take advantage of NingXia Red's balanced ingredients that support whole body wellness, energy levels, eye health, help fight against oxidative stress, and support normal cellular function. Now that you've seen the journey of Young Living's NingXia Red, from wolfberry fields in China to homes worldwide, we hope that NingXia Red can be an essential part of your journey to transformed wellness.
Fantastic. That's a great video.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Beverly, so much for all your amazing expertise. And
Thank you. Thank you,
everyone for joining
Elizabeth.
us. Yes. Have a blessed night, and we will see you again next week
Yes.
on, when is our next class? Monday?
It's going to be Monday, November the 29th. We will be talking about supplements, and if at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you happen to be catching this recording a little bit later, you will be able to find that supplement class on this business page on Elizabeth's Life with Elizabeth. Is that right, Elizabeth? Lifewithelizabeth.com?
Lifewithrose.com.
Oh, excuse me. Lifewithrose.com. That is Elizabeth's last name, Elizabeth Rose. So
Totally.
Lifewithrose.com. You will be able to see it there as well. So thank you so much for joining us.
Good night, guys.
Good night.